Animal lovers, it's time for Rescue Radio. And now, here are your hosts, Christina Hackett and Chad Atkins.
Good morning. You are listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. And it is Halloween, so just a reminder to everyone out there, make sure that you keep your animals inside tonight. There are a lot of little ghosts and goblins out there ready to torture your pets. And especially your black cats. So that's something that a lot of people don't really, it's like, Chad has joined us.
Welcome, I have joined
Chad.
us, yes. You know the drill.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like rescue, rush in to do the radio show.
Yes, it's a little warm today.
Yeah, it is, surprisingly. And the Santa Ana winds are kind of kicking up out there.
Yeah,
so.
it's not pretty. But yes, I agree. Halloween, keep your pets in. Black cats, black dogs. It's unfortunate that we actually have to say that.
Right, that we have to tell people. I mean, well, your cats should be inside already, but if you have black cats, please keep them inside today. Because the demented crazies come out on Halloween. So just a reminder, everyone out there, even if your cats are usually outside and they're fine, tonight, please make sure and just bring them inside. If it's, it's not the worst thing in the world to keep them inside for one night. But it's much worse if someone gets a hold of them. So
and don't forget, if you are having trick-or-treaters, there's going to be a lot of kids out. Remember, just put your pets in a back room, where they're not seeing the scary costumes and the dinging of the doorbell. It's like fireworks. It just drives the animals crazy.
Well, and that's something too that a lot of people don't give any thought, so definitely take that into consideration. It's like, oh, my dog's good with everybody, but that doesn't mean they're going to be good with the zombie that's knocking on your front door. So protect your animals and don't set them up for failure, because there is a possibility they get spooked or they want to protect you, and then suddenly they're biting the trick-or-treater, and then you've got, huge problems. And
just put them in a back room and let them chill. Put the TV on, put the radio on, just let them all chill out.
Yeah, just let them relax. So
can we do that?
I want to go in the back room and just chill out.
Please.
I'm like, can I do that? I know it's Halloween. I'm supposed to be doing something, but can I just go in the back room and chill with my dogs?
Doesn't that sound wonderful?
Yeah, I'll just put a bucket of candy. If you come at my house, there's just a bucket of candy at the front door.
And there's going to be that one child that just takes the whole bucket.
Right, and it's fine. I did my part. The kids have their candy and the chocolates out of the house, so it's fine.
I don't know. I hear friends. I live out in the country, luckily, so no one's going to come on my property, and I have a big new St. Bernard, run.
Yeah.
So no one's coming into my yard, so I don't have to worry about that. But I hear, in the suburbs, people get egged if you don't have your light on and trick or treat and all that crazy stuff. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, my dogs might like that. They'll lick up the eggs, but just make sure they're good eggs if you hit my house. But it's definitely something that people need to take into consideration. Like with anything, take your pets into consideration on a holiday, any holiday. We have warnings for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all those things too, but Halloween, make sure you keep your animals inside. And then, even if they're normally outside, they can endure it for one night. They can come in for one night and just keep them inside and keep them safe.
You can endure it for one night.
Yeah.
If you typically have an outside dog or cat, just bring them inside.
Just bring them in. Make sure they're safe.
Take most people have a garage. Most, if not, then just make them safe.
Well, a bathroom, something.
Yes.
They bring them inside. So.
It's that time for commercial break. You're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Oh, we're catching up about our crazy lives.
Yes, it is. It is crazy. I mean, everything, but it's all, I don't think people really understand rescue and how crazy it can really be. Like, on a daily basis, you deal with things that you're like, oh my gosh, this just happened.
Well, again, I will say this over and over and over until I vomited it out. That people think we just hold cuddly, sweet puppies and we're all emotionally insane and we don't know what we're doing. And there's that mentality out there from the...
You have to be a little crazy.
You do.
have to be a little crazy to be in rescue.
But just like anything, rescue is... I look at it as a business because you have to be able to make money. You have to be able to get your word out there.
I haven't figured out the make money part yet, but you're right. I mean,
But you're learning. You have to get your name out there. And you, in the meantime of getting your name out there, you're doing great work. You're saving animals, and you do it from the heart, but you have to put it out there to the public so that they understand what you're doing, how you ask for donations. I mean, we do it all the time, and you do it. You ask for donations.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit more of it lately.
Yes, and then right now you're doing the show that's going to be coming up.
That's an incredible show. I mean, I'm so excited about it. This is our second year. We have an official title now, so...
What? Can you say it?
Yeah, if I
remember it.
Well, I mean, Hollywood is completely different than rescue, and so it's like what they can get approval for and what they can't, and back and forth and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, for me, it's about the dogs, but that's the reason.
That's why you're doing it.
Canine team.
Yes.
Right. So I'm coordinating with the different rescues that are going to be part of the show. And with their dogs and what's, make sure that we have all of their medical records and so it's safe for everybody on the show. And we're going to have 240 adoptable dogs on the show.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
240. So that's a matter of coordinating.
Yes, I get it. I get it.
So that's what my job is. And definitely if you're...
And I honestly think you gave me the hardest job.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know you can do it.
Oh, my God.
PowWorks can do it. PowWorks is strong.
Well, if anybody doesn't know, PowWorks will also be part of this show with Animal Foundation of America.
Excited,
So we won't, spoil it.
No spoiler alert, but you do have a current casting call out there.
We do. And if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, it's out there. So you can look at that, and I won't go into all the dirty details because it's right there.
Yeah, but yes, it's on PowWorks, but like PowWorks Facebook page.
Yes, like Animal Foundation of America.
They've got the information on there, and so it's upcoming. So yeah, there's a casting call for our show. So it's going to be exciting stuff.
Yes. I've never done a casting call, so, I mean, I think we might, which I'll be sending you information later. I think we might have found the family, but we'll see.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. That's fantastic. And, I mean, the thing about the show that's so exciting is it's all rescue animals.
Yes.
And it's promoting rescue. It's promoting fostering. It's promoting, there's going to be a segment like... for dogs on deployment, so which is another hot topic and something we've talked about many times. And then you have your dogs in the show. So it's really trying to hit all of the aspects of rescue. And then again, we have the adoptable pets. So it's going to be airing on Fox on Thanksgiving Day, right after the football game. So
which roughly 8:00, I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Roughly.
Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know the exact time. I guess I should know that. But again, I'm in charge of the canine part, so I know when the dogs are there. I know their schedule. But we do have. I mean, we have a lot of exciting things coming up, and we have a lot of amazing support from big names and celebrities and
people need to realize that it does take, because celebrities have the ability to get the word out there better than you and I. than anybody. I mean, I now speak from experience, just having Kaylee Cuoco, who adopted Chester from us. I mean, in one day, we got over 400 new followers on Instagram.
And how great is that? I mean, because she adopted a dog from you.
Yes.
And then she's promoting your rescue. And
Absolutely.
so it's like if a star just picked a rescue, like, okay, here we go. And I just saw George Clooney and his wife. Yeah, they just
San Gabriel.
Yeah,
Humane
they
Society.
just adopted from San Gabriel Humane Society, and they already had a rescue. So I think that's fabulous. I mean, when you get big names like that who are going to a rescue and they allow. I mean, that's another tricky subject also, but they do allow you to use their picture and their likeness to show that they adopted from there. And I think that's fabulous. I mean, you know, George Clooney and
Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah, Kaylee Cuoco. You can see how well I am with names and celebrities, but the fact that they're allowing that and promoting rescue is amazing. And I say, thank you very much to those that do that.
100% agree. I mean, the generosity that she has given us just by posting it and allowing us to use her name is amazing. I mean, she doesn't hesitate, which is nice. To me, that's what, when celebrities are out there doing their trade and being on television or being in the movies, and they're able to give back whatever that is, whether that's, you know, dogs, cats, horses, you know, homeless, you know, cancer, whatever it is.
Some are wolves, I've seen, yeah.
But whatever it is that touches their heart, and they're willing to open up and put their likeness, like you said, and allow that to happen is amazing.
Yeah, and actually, Kaylee Cuoco, she was on our show last year.
Yes.
And she's scheduled to be on our show again this year.
That's what I heard.
So, yeah, so she is supporting the show. And again, the show it's all about animal rescue, and we have adoptable animals on there. And it's a fun show that brings attention to rescue, which is really, I mean, that's the point of our talk show here. You know, I mean, we want to inform people what animal rescue is about, what we do on an average basis, and ways that people can help, and things that are important to animal rescue. And so this is just something that's got a larger audience. It was like 6 million people last year.
Was it not the most watched segment or show after Thanksgiving?
Post-show, yeah. So, I mean, they had a huge line. That was our first year.
Yeah.
That was before anyone really knew that we had it. So, so this year it's like, I mean, people are looking for it.
Yes.
They know it's coming. It's right after the football game.
And that's great.
So now you're going to get animal lovers watching football now. So they can
at least the last few minutes.
Right, exactly. So, no, it's exciting stuff, and I know Paul works like you have a big segment, big job there, but I know that you guys will do good. That's the reason, you know. It's like, okay, who can manage that? I know.
Yes.
I know who has this ability.
So when you told me that, I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
lovely.
Thanks. Yeah, you just have a much bigger segment, so it's fantastic.
You know, I can't. I'm humbled that you thought that highly of us. I really am. It's a nice feeling that you trust us enough to know that we will handle that. No,
you guys, I mean, you do some incredible work, and I mean, look at the difference you guys made in Ventura County.
You know, and we're not stopping. I don't know if you heard, we're opening a second store.
Well, last time I talked to you, it wasn't official yet.
It's official.
Oh, it's official. Well, congratulations.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
We put the ink on the dotted line, so it's official. Our tentative opening day is November 16th.
Oh, geez. Just put some stuff on your plate, why don't you? You know, you have too much free time.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm also planning and helping produce a show with Kaylee Cuoco for Christmas at the local Civic Center Arts Theater.
Oh, in Thousand Oaks. I saw that, right. So, yeah, so we'll have to talk about that.
I just don't have anything to do right now.
Not enough to do.
But you're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
you experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Are you worried about losing your home to foreclosure? If you've been threatened with foreclosure or received legal papers from your bank, you have approximately 30 days to respond. If you do not respond, you could lose your home. You have rights. Act now to protect your rights. You can stay in your home. Many times you can even modify your loan. The bottom line is you can get past this, but you must act right now. If you've been served by your bank and you're worried about losing your home to foreclosure, now is the time to fight back and save your home. Time is limited, so call the professionals at National Foreclosure Defense right now.
800-515-6309. 800-515-6309. 800-515-6309. 800-515-6309. That number again is 800-515-6309.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you will never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details. And don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins. Plus so much more. A chocolate fondue fountain, Zeppelis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022. 714-879-4022.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on Digital Talk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I just got
I think we need to start having a bottle of tequila right here.
You think? Yeah.
Something.
Well, I mean, I think that should be standby for any rescue. It's like if we didn't have to drive to go get the animals out of the shelter,
we'd be drunk all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like. It's like, okay, well, but there's the law that prevents us from doing that, and the safety of the animals. But
yes. That's just. I can't even talk right now.
Right. You're too busy thinking about what it would be like if you had a whole bottle of vodka right there.
A cocktail right now would be nice, yes.
You know what, I think what does that say about us if at 12 o'clock we're thinking about cocktails already?
That we're stressed. Very. I can imagine, you have how many puppies? You have 6 of my puppies.
Yes.
And then you have 8 of the pity pups, or is someone else helping you with that now?
No, I still have 8 of the pity pups.
So 14 puppies right now.
And the pity pups, they're mixed with something huge.
Yeah, like you said, Mastiff or something.
Yeah, because they're already 10 plus
pounds. Maybe Cane Corso?
Maybe Cane Corso, maybe Mastiff, something
giant.
Something huge.
Something over 120
Because you figure
pounds.
they're 7 weeks old and they're already over 10 pounds.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's. And they are so playful and they want so much attention, and sometimes it's like, okay, I clean it up just so I could lay down there so they could pile on top of me or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, you guys start pooping. It's time for you to go poop over there. So yeah, because they're big kids. They're big kids, and so it's rewarding. It's fun. But it's so much work because they're just pooping machines.
And so the 6 puppies that you are fostering for us, they're
7
terrier.
weeks. Yeah, the
Chihuahua,
terrier.
something.
I mean, Mom's a terrier, so that's what I know. So it's like...
That's an inside joke.
Yeah, and so here's the thing with puppies that people don't very often they don't understand. It's like a lot of times we know what the mom is, obviously, because we have the mom.
Yes.
But I mean, dad, you could have multiple dads in one litter. So I mean, I've had dogs where it's like, okay, well, I know mom was a pitty, but these 3 look pitty. These 5 look Great Pyrenees.
Yeah.
And how come that one looks like a beagle? I don't know.
Well, I love it. I love it when you get the people who from us they adopt, and then we just basically guess.
Well, it is.
As
It's a
close
guess.
to characteristics as we can, or the vet does. Nobody, unless you do a DNA test, you really don't know. And I'm not going to spend $100+ on every dog to get a DNA test. So I get those people back. Well, you told me it was this, and I'm like,
well, that was my best guess.
exactly.
You
So
know?
it's like I go off the characteristics, the hair, the face features, all that kind of
And
stuff.
that's really what we have to do. I mean, and sometimes puppies are really hard because puppies, I mean, let's face it, when they're born, most of them always look the same. Just some of them are a little bit bigger than the
Yes.
others. And until they're a good 6 to 8 weeks, do you start to actually see some of the characteristics. And I've had people, it's like, I've said, well, it's going to be a big dog. And they're like, yeah, but it's 120 pounds. Well, that's a big dog. Congratulations. Like, I could see from a puppy at 6 to 8 weeks, I could see they're really, just like these pitty pups that I have now.
They're going to be huge.
They're going to be huge. I mean, these guys, not one of them is going to be under 100 pounds once they
So
grow up.
the unfortunate thing is people, I don't know if you're going to be adopting them through Bark Avenue or other means, people are going to have to be aware, and you'll tell them 20 times. And you'll say, okay, these are going to be but they're only 10 pounds, and they're so cute. And
yeah,
but I
they're
want,
only 7 weeks old.
I want a big dog. And you're like, okay, are you sure?
Right.
I mean, we actually have gotten to the point where we actually make people sign an addendum for puppies, and that the dog can be upwards to, 80, 90, 100, 120 pounds, so that they can never come back and say, well, you didn't tell me.
Right. Which, I mean, and again, you have to look at that, like, how ridiculous is it that we have to do that? And, I mean, some people put us in a position that we're like, okay. I mean, I feel like Foxworthy. I'm like, here's your sign. Like, just wear this around your neck. You're an idiot. And we do run across that, and it's very difficult because idiots can be very loving to animals.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and we want the best home, so you don't have to be smart to qualify.
You don't.
But sometimes I just look at them and I'm like, really, I'm sorry, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Like,
I know. I've actually been able to either make people cry or ask them to leave the store.
You make them cry? Jeez.
There's my phone going off. I thought I put that on silent today.
Oh, there you go. And then it just as it's probably someone else that you're trying to make cry. So
I don't mean to. It's just
it just
I
comes
worry.
naturally for you?
It does.
Fantastic.
It's all about the animals to me.
Well, and I mean, there's no reason to apologize for that.
I agree.
I mean, I say that too. The animals are first, and the animals come first and foremost before anything else, and I'm never going to apologize for that.
And there's that beautiful music.
There we go.
You're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanacin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you can look like a movie star. Herpanacin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200. 4200.
From traditional Hawaiian weddings and vow renewals to your own unique ceremony, find out why Ka'anapali Weddings is the perfect place to say, I do. Create the memory that will last a lifetime at the place you and your family know and love, Ka'anapali Beach Hotel. Imagine yourself and your loved one just steps away from world-famous Ka'anapali Beach in one of many wedding venues to choose from, including oceanside lawns, tropical gardens, or indoor banquet rooms. With your choice of catering, bar, floral, and musical options, you can make your special day customized just for you. Their wedding specialist will help you plan your dream wedding today. For more information, visit ka'anapaliweddings.com or call 661-0011. Ka'anapali Weddings, the perfect place to say, I do.
Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Mm-hmm. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
You are listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. You know what I think? Did we both get into the vodka when I wasn't looking? Like, were you slipping vodka into my soft drink here?
Oh, my goodness. Welcome back.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of those days. I mean, it's Halloween. Like, we have the right to be a little goofy today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess something that has occurred to me recently and has come up in rescue, and just a little topic to talk about is, I mean, there are some dogs that are just habitually, like, turned into the shelter.
Yes. Are we talking about specific dog or breed?
Well, I mean, there are sometimes, like, some of them, I'm not breaking it down into breed or a specific dog, but there are some dogs, that's the life they know.
Yes.
Is the shelter life.
Yes.
And then when you try to, some of them have been in the shelter too long.
So long.
Right? So they're comfortable with that life. And then when you bring them out and you try to bring them into a home, they don't know how to do it. And so then very often they get turned back into the shelter.
Yes.
And so some of them are in the shelter 3, 4, 5 times in their lifetime. And so I guess the question I would put out there to other rescuers is, when is too many times enough? Like when do we stop? Where does that go?
So if I understand your question, because I'm not PC, you're asking when enough is enough, and we actually take the step of possible euthanization, because that's the only environment there are, unless you have, the magical pit bull land, or that magical land where a dog can, float around on its wings and have a happy life just by itself. You can't keep it in the shelter for the rest of its life.
Well, and you don't. I mean, that's not fair.
No, it's not.
When does it become?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's many rescues and there's many people out there that don't believe that. They believe every life matters, and they will do whether it's setting in a cage the rest of its life. That life matters to set in that cage. I don't agree with that, and I don't think you agree with that. And I think that is a great discussion that we would have a lot of conflict in.
Right? I mean, I think that there are other people that would disagree with us, but I guess for me, my biggest thing is I mean, I've recently come across this, right? Where it was like, we have to save this dog, we have to save this dog, we have to save this dog. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on with this guy? And then I look at the history of this guy, and I have to say, like, well, why has he been turned in so many times?
Yes.
And sometimes when you keep them in the shelter, and I know it's definitely true with pitties, because pitties, if they're in a cage for a long time, I mean, they could go kennel crazy.
Yes, absolutely.
And literally in one day.
You and I both have seen it.
Exactly. I've seen them where they were perfect in the kennel. I mean, because they need human interaction. They need a lot of human interaction.
Yes.
That's what...
They need constant... They are a terrier mix, so they need stimulus.
Exactly.
They need to be stimulated mentally and physically.
So just being in a kennel in a shelter is not good for them.
Yes.
It's not healthy for them. And then I've actually seen it in the shelter where one day they were perfect, amazing. The next day they lose it.
Yes.
They just go kennel crazy.
Yes.
So, and there are groups that will keep that dog even once it's hit the kennel crazy, because they don't believe, I mean, they're an absolute about not euthanizing the dog.
Yes, and for me, my belief is that I believe in no kill, in the sense that you don't kill for space. For lack of a better word, if you have to euthanize for behavioral or mentally, because the dog has deteriorated to such a point it will harm itself, or it will harm people, or it will harm other animals, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's safe for the public. I don't think that's safe for any other animal or person in its life. It's not safe for the kennel staff. And
and what about the dog?
And it's
I mean,
it's
if
not
a dog
right for the
is
dog.
at that point, if a dog is at that point where he's not able to be happy, he's not, I mean, there's not something, he's not finding comfort in something. I mean, he's lashing out, he's going after other people, or he's going after other dogs, or he's doing these other things. At what point is it cruel to keep the animal alive?
You know, I've said it over and over again, and this is a comparison. I've read statistics that compare a dog's mentality to a 2 to 4 year old. So imagine keeping a 2 to 4, depending on, there's every animal's different. Every animal has intelligence like a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So some are smarter than the others. So imagine keeping a 2 to 4 year old child, male, female, whatever, in a cage for its whole life.
Well, and then that's all they...
And that's all they know.
That's all they know. That's the problem. That's all they know.
Yes.
So they don't know very often, if they're kept in there too long, then they don't know how to behave.
Yes.
They don't.
And I'm not opposed to a rescue taking that type of animal out and attempting. What I don't like is when the rescue then takes that animal out and then does the same thing that the shelter just did and keeps it in a cage for the next 8 years, 9 years of its life. What should happen is you give it that second or third or fourth chance, because you're the next progression after the public has tried to adopt. Then a rescue, make it rescue only.
Right.
And
well, and that's why we're coming in. We understand.
Yes.
But at what point is it okay to say, we're doing what's the best for this dog and for society? I mean, you have to be a responsible rescue.
Yes.
Not every dog can be saved.
That's the $1 million question. I've personally had to do it. I've had to make that decision as a rescue, and I would do it over again. If it means that the dog is being harmed, or a human being is potentially going to be harmed, or another animal is going to be mangled because of this dog. I mean, it's not right for a dog to live in a cage, in my opinion, for even 2 to 3 years. That's not right, especially if you have tried every resource you have.
Well, and that is something I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's a question for people out there. I mean, there are those that believe that and I believe every life matters.
Absolutely.
But I also believe you have to take into consideration the dog that's basically being tormented, because it's not in their nature to want to rip people apart.
Yes.
Or if it is, then why are we keeping it just in a cage so that he potentially can rip somebody apart or another dog apart?
Wow, where'd you pull that out of?
Well,
there must be an experience that you've had very recently.
There's a situation that I'm pondering and I'm dealing with, and so it's just a matter of like, at what point do you have to say that?
Well, let's ponder on that a little more after the commercial break. You're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Whether you're restoring a classic car, building a hot rod, or just bringing your daily driver back to like-new condition, Steel Rubber Products is your choice for quality automotive rubber parts and weather stripping. As one of the world's award-winning custom car and hot rod builders, Bodie Stroud prefers to work directly with Steel Rubber Products on his award-winning project cars and show vehicles. In addition, Steel Rubber works with top builders like Bodie to confirm the fit and function of its parts, as well as develop new products. So for rubber products that fit like the original, last a lifetime, and look like they should, you can't get a better product anywhere. If your dream ride sounds like this, contact Steel Rubber Products and enjoy a ride that sounds like this. Steel Rubber Products, a difference you can hear and quality you can see. Visit us on the web at www.steelrubber.com. And remember, if you want the best, you want Steel Rubber Products.
Call Steel Rubber Products at 877-269-2276. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you will never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins. Plus so much more, a chocolate fondue fountain, Zeppelis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
Good thing I'm on video, right?
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. Yeah, I wonder how many people saw your little... yeah, those are the kind of dogs we want. The little biters.
No, not a biter. He's a puppy.
Well,
puppy,
and I
puppy,
think
puppy.
Well, and that's the thing too in shelters, because puppies play.
Yes.
And they have sharp little razor teeth.
Yes.
That are like. So,
don't you love when a puppy gets a bite record?
Oh well, for me, it drives
me
insane, and so it's like if a dog is in play.
Yes.
Then. The shelter, it doesn't matter. I mean, if they break skin, if a dog is in play, if a dog is reaching up to get the toy and accidentally one of his canines scratches your hand, whether it's a puppy or an adult dog, it doesn't matter. Like, if that happens, then that dog goes on a mandatory 10-day quarantine, and no consideration is given to whether that was in play or it was aggressive.
Yes.
So... And it's two completely different worlds. So in the shelter, and this is another reason that people don't understand why the shelter don't want puppies.
Yes.
Because even once they're adoptable, there's all the things that we've talked about before in the shelter with the puppies. Like you have the mom is protective of the puppies, and so you run a risk of bite to the shelter staff. You have You have the puppies themselves, which are so much work. Then you have disease in the shelter.
Yep.
And then once they are at that magical age where they are adoptable, then they're playful and they're bouncing all around. Well, then those razor-sharp teeth, if they're going to grab a toy, it can grab your hand. And it takes, all you have to do is break skin. You break skin, they go on 10-day quarantine, which means now that cute little puppy that was with his 6 brothers and sisters, he's now by himself in an ISO ward.
Yes.
Right? Complete isolation for 10 days.
Well, the thing to say about that, too, is so people are like, oh, my God, why would they ever do that to a puppy? It's rabies protocol. It's protocol for rabies. Not that we really have it in California that much unless you're in the wilderness. But our cities don't typically have it. But, I mean, there have been in recent months. I mean, I know there were 2 bats that were quarantined because they had rabies in Ventura County. So it does happen. And all it takes is for your dog or your cat to be bit or anything like that, and then your dog will carry that. And
which is another reason why it's important to have the rabies vaccine.
Yes.
For people out there. But exactly. So it is protocol.
Yes.
So now that puppy goes on 10-day quarantine, even if it was in play. And now what happens is then if you take a puppy and he's 10 days by himself, he's not allowed interaction with people.
Yeah.
He's not allowed out to play. He's not allowed anything. He's
he's allowed to be out of it, to be clean, and then right back in.
Right, but even that, there's no physical, like, people aren't allowed to play with him. People aren't allowed.
Grab, put.
Yeah. Or they just move. It's like you're moved to the other side, that part's clean, then you're moved back. So, I mean, you could really mess up a puppy. 10 days is a long time in a puppy's life.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I've also seen it with bigger dogs where they, it's in play, and say they're doing a temp test, and the dog goes up to grab the leash. He's playing with the leash. It's a toy. And he's accidentally got a hand of a staff member, 10-day quarantine, and that very often with larger dogs, it means their life.
Well, Run, who we just adopted, my family did at St. Bernard, that's what he does. He grabs the leash. Or he grabs your hand because he's playing with you. He's a St. Bernard. It's normal for St. Bernards, big dogs like this, that they do mouth you if they're not taught manners very young. And he's already 2 years old, so we're having to teach him very quickly.
Well, and it's taking time.
Yes.
It's you making a commitment to a dog. And if you're adopting a dog or you're getting a dog from a shelter, or look, even if you're one of those people that decide to buy a dog, you need to understand you are making a commitment of time to that dog.
Yes.
Not it gets thrown in the backyard. And if that's what your plan is to throw it in the backyard, then don't get it. Don't get it.
And even beyond that, the one thing that I want to say about that is if you are getting a puppy and you're buying a puppy, fine. That's your choice. I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not here to, stand on my soapbox.
I will maybe on a different day.
On a different day, but not today.
Yeah.
But my point is, if that dog ends up having bad manners, I'm not talking medical issues because you can't control that.
Right.
But if they have behavioral issues, that's on you.
Well, exactly.
That's because you didn't take the time.
You failed that dog as a pet owner. And I think that too often as a society, that dog then goes into the shelter. I have a cocker, and she has no manners whatsoever, and she's only 7 months old. Okay, she's 7 months old, but
and just so everybody knows, Cocker Spaniels tend to be very stubborn.
Yes,
especially when they've had no manners.
She's being very stubborn right now. Let me just say for the record, she's being very stubborn, but I'm determined to be more stubborn than she is. She's amazing. She's very sweet, but if she hears me in another room, she's climbing 8-foot fences. Little cocker. Has climbed an 8-foot fence, and I still haven't figured out how she did that, but she heard me on the other side. So she's very determined, but she doesn't have manners. She's decided, she's like, okay, that's my person. I'm getting to her no matter what. And that was the people that had her before.
Yes.
That was on them. Because at one point, she's only 7 months old. So someone failed her. And now as a rescue, I've got to try to put the pieces back together again. So if you get a puppy, understand puppies are work.
We do that all the time. Put the pieces back together.
Yeah, I mean that's what the rescue life is about. But people need to take more responsibility when they're getting these puppies, whether they get them from a breeder or a rescue.
I couldn't agree more. And that's my mission in 2016 is actually making people and giving them the awareness. And I know we have to go to commercial break again, but to bring the awareness and the responsibility to people, because it's not just my job or your job to save these animals and put the pieces back together. It's everybody's job. And you're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Ka'anapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Ka'anapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kvhmaui.com. That's kvhmaui.com. Aloha.
Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Do you have really pure water? Maybe not if you're drinking bottled water. Bottled water has some dirty little secrets. Plastic bottles come from oil products. The 5-gallon polycarbonate jugs contain bisphenol A, a synthetic estrogen that has raised health concerns. Bottled water dispensers quickly develop algae and bacteria and should be sanitized regularly. Have you ever cleaned your water dispenser? Are you drinking water containing algae and bacteria and synthetic estrogen? Now the good news. Pure Water Science can replace that dirty, outdated bottled water cooler with a high-tech water purification system. The Pure Water Science System features a stainless steel tank that constantly monitors water quality to guarantee your water is pure. It alerts you when service or filter changes are needed. Multi-stage purification removes organic and inorganic contaminants, and the patented self-sanitizing feature eliminates algae and bacteria while adding oxygen to your water. It costs less than bottled water without the bottled water hassle. No more bottles to lift. Just sanitize delicious water, hot or cold, from Pure Water Science. Call 818-502-4191. 818-502-4191.
Whoa, there we go. Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. So we are wrapping up. Man, this went fast. And I didn't even go into my personal experience with a dog that's maybe seen the shelter too many times.
Give us the quick Cliff Notes version.
The quick Cliff Notes version is the dog in the shelter has perfect behavior in the shelter, but that's because that's what the dog's used to.
Okay.
And then when we bring the dog out of the shelter, once he had time to decompress, now he's just nuts. And he's only comfortable if I keep him in a cage. So, and that's not my style. I mean, it's like, okay, it's free living. You know, you have a bedroom, you have a bed, you have humans, you have interaction. But
so let me ask you, my question would be, how is he with other dogs?
Bad. Well, that's actually conflicting too. He was good in the very beginning. Now that he's relaxed, very bad.
Okay. Do you think that if he was in his normal environment, basically outside in a kennel, that he would be better with dogs?
He's more comfortable by himself in a kennel.
And how is he with humans?
Recently he's been doing a little bit of transference, but he showed no sign of that when he first came out. So because he's in an environment he doesn't know, it's like he's got freedom.
Yes.
And he doesn't know how to react with that freedom. So that's basically, and that's what I mean. I mean, sometimes these dogs, you see them, they're in the shelter 5, 6, 7 times. Sometimes they're in there for a year, 2 years, 3 months, 6 months. And so at some point, that's what they're actually comfortable with, is the shelter life. Like, they don't know how to live.
So we're on our last 2 minutes, and I actually think this is a perfect place to stop this story, because I would love to talk more about this. And I want you to give your number so that maybe next week somebody can call in, actually, maybe another rescue, maybe, you know, a trainer, somebody.
Oh, absolutely, if there's someone who has it. So the show here, the number here is 818-353-1276. And so this is going to be our topic next week. We're on from 12 to 1. And I'm open to different ideas or different suggestions.
Because that's another thing that people have to realize is every rescue is different. Every rescue has a way they handle dogs, has a preference, you know, and they have resources different than everybody else.
Exactly.
I have different resources than you. You have different resources than me. So
that is why we work together.
When we work together, it's an amazing thing.
Right.
And that's the way it should be. So if there's anybody out there that wants to talk about this with Hackett and I next week, please call 818-353-1276. And
my personal cell phone, just so people have it, it's 805-558-5240. You can feel free off the air to give me a call. I'd be happy to discuss this and different ideas. And next week we're going to be talking more about the show on Fox. So it is the All-Star Dog Rescue Celebration.
Awesome.
So I'm happy that Paul Works is going to be a part of it. Of course, Animal Foundation of America. And you can like us on Facebook or like Rescue Radio. And again, the subject next week we're going to be talking about. Let's talk about when do you say when? When is at what point does the rescue say there's nothing, you know, where can we go with this? What can we do? And what's right by the dog that we've now taken responsibility for?
And the last question is, to me, is if you don't have the resources, where does a rescue go? Because I get the things, we'll go to Cesar Millan or go to this trainer. Well, don't you think that 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 more people go to that same person? They don't have a room for everything. I mean,
exactly.
We try to save them all. Every life matters, but we can't save them all.
So that's definitely a topic for next week. Remember, keep your pets in. It's Halloween. Keep them inside tonight, especially if you have, you know, those black cats or those little black dogs. Please make sure that you keep them inside. Have a happy Halloween.
Everybody stay safe, and you're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of